Oh, another day, another evening, another set of scrims. Welcome, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. My name is ImPERium, and yeah, welcome to another set of scrims. However, this is something a little bit different. It is Revolution Esports Scrim event. $100 on the line. It may not be that much, but it's still money. $100 on the line for the winning team across these 4 games. Now, I am aware, by the way, that the list of team names that are scrolling down the bottom are wrong, and I will probably look to fix that in between the break. But to confess something to you guys, I thought these scrims were an hour later. I made a mistake with the time, and then when I was talking with the organizer, Royal, and he was like, yeah, the first game starts at, like, 1910 CET, and I was like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to get stuff like ready, because I hadn't gotten stuff ready at that time. So yeah, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit behind, so to speak, but either way, look to get this sorted as quickly as possible. Really? It's interesting. Game 1 is going to be going underway actually right now, so let's pause the music, let's turn the game volume up, and let's get the show on the road. The 4 games that we have for you guys is going to be Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, and Erangel. So it is the same old, same old. The list of teams before we really get into the guts of this game is going to be LakoNostra MvP, Unicorns of Love, Konina Power, Team Unique, TPS Legends, SpecialX, UDR Killers, Panda, ScrimFarm, Zombies Esports, Conqueror, Rexpect, Universe, LakoNostra Tribe, Bloodline, 19 Esports. Yes, I repeat, that is 19 Esports from the NA region, MVP Gaming, and NGG. Man. Okay, so let's have a look. See, MVP, they're going to drop in Zarky. You have 19E dropping down in South George, along with DPS in North George. So 3 teams on the very western side of this map. NGG look to be dropping towards the Stalbar Kameshki area. Something that I've noticed they're starting to do a little bit more. UDR Killers, who I know for their love of dropping down in Pachinki, are going to stay there. LakoNostra MVP. It is a culmination of LakoNostra and MVP together. It is just Danny, Senzo, and Alicio in this game 1. You also have the side of SpecialX dropping in Yasnaya, NGG, and Unicorns of Love. I did suggest to Unicorns of Love, to be fair, to try a second drop spot based on a very eastern playing path, and I recommended the Stalbar Kameshki area, and it seems like that's the case. So I'm kind of curious to see how much it's going to work out for them. Seems like Hiske has dropped on his own, away from with the two of the Unicorns of Love players, and actually no, it's just one actually, as Ked is dropping further back, so it is going to be Agon against Hiske to kind of kick things off. Phase on Circle is very centralized, so it's really not a bad Phase on Circle, to be fair. So we'll give a little bit of peace for most of the teams rotating, and I hope everything is okay for you guys. Yeah, this is definitely I feel a little bit panicky for this, but I'm good. Well, I'm keeping an eye on that 1v1 between these 2 teams. Unica dropped in Lipovka. We also have Zombies going to be in Milta Power. Konina Power have dropped in Milta. We have Rexpect and Novo. They've called that drop spot their own. Bloodline, I thought they were going to go down to military base, but it seems like they've opted otherwise. Nice to see Conqueror is, you know, basically playing these scrims as a full squad, because the previous scrims I saw them play, they weren't up as a full squad. What I haven't noticed is that Itachi has joined up with Ben and Hiske. So Agon is most likely going to feel the heat and feel the pinch in a 1v3, and is going to really have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's going to get dropped down. And he's going to go down. I can already hear Agon shit talking me because of that. He's probably going, oh, ImPERium suggested a northeastern drop spot, and he doesn't know anything. I love you, Agon, man. Ah, man. But it's just sometimes the way it is. I don't get why Ked maybe didn't look to join up with him so quickly, but then again, there is that risk to it, and NG did it as 2 people joining him, so they're together as a 3-man team. Obviously, it is more congested on the north and the northeastern side of this map, simply because of the plane path. And, you know, I'll always say it, the plane path really tells a massive picture for the early game, and not directly where the teams drop, but actually more the pathing of their rotations, you know, because common sense says that teams are going to, or more teams than usual will be on the north and eastern side of this map. Using the north of the river could be really strong for SpecialX, who dropped in Yasnaya, because they can drop in around the north of the river, come in down by the compound outside George Paul, and then maybe basically perch themselves up onto Everest. Who knows? Then again, by that time, depending on the timing of their rotation, 19E could already be there. Now, 19E is definitely going to be an unknown quantity to most of these teams, because I can't imagine a lot of them will have tuned into much NA, PUBG Mobile, Scrims, or obviously competitive. And a little bit same goes for 19E, although they might be a bit more familiar simply because of time zones. It's earlier in the day for over in America, right? So there's a higher chance that 19E could have been watching European scrims while they're having their morning coffee, so to speak. Conqueror dropping in around the farm area. They should be aware of the fact that Konina Power like to drop in Milta slash Milta farm. So they, plus again, plane path, there's going to be teams to the east of you. It is relatively all quiet on the western front. I'm curious to see what UDR Killers are going to do, formerly known as Unicorns of Love, back in the EMEA League. Nice to see Pocus playing for the team, along with obviously Nano, Ulysses, and Sebi. I believe Sebi is their newest player. Has been with the team for a little bit of time, to be fair, but yeah, I wasn't sure if Pocus was still with the team, be perfectly honest. Now, because this is NGG's a little bit more comfortable Joshua, I think they are kind of aware of where the members of Unicorns of Love are / can be. However, just as I say that, no, I don't think they were aware of the fact that SavageX was there, and SavageX has been able to catch out Ben, and that's going to be a clean knock and a little bit of a revenge kill. Say, you take out my teammate, Agon, I'm going to strike back. This guy, Banger and Itachi, pretty split away from each other, to be fair. 19E going for a rotation initially towards Everest, but it seems like they then rotated further onto the hills, onto the compound to the west Headshot Hills. And although I get that, I don't know if it's a whoa, they're actually going all the way. Whoa, they're going for Headshot Hills. Interesting, very interesting. It's a 2-2 split. Sam, Bang Bang, Carnage, and Octavian. Very interesting to see if that's going to work out for them. Universe. Owned by Pachinki Hills, or the compound just outside Pachinki. ScrimFarm now going to be in that compound just to the north of Pachinki. Panda, Conqueror, and LakoNostra Tribe all close to each other as well, just outside Potato Hill. Very, very quiet on the western front in the early parts of this game. We've only really seen action outside the circle as it happens between Unicorns of Love and NGG. As Itachi is going to get found out. Banger is on his own in that area. He's the last player standing. Hiskate did join up and look to try and join him. However, they must have gotten caught out in some way, shape, or form. The thing is, do Unicorns of Love know he's there? I would like to think so. But I don't know if he's been making some noise and taking some shots. The blue zone of phase 1. So obviously the chunk damage is in no way, shape, or form gonna cost them too much. Universe are in a 3-1 split, which I'm actually okay with, to be fair. It's actually not. Yeah, it's a 3-1 split. Totally okay with that. No, it's a 2-1-1 split. Okay, that's definitely weird. Banger did indeed catch out one of the Unicorns of Love players, but how long is that going to be able to last for? He does chuck up a grenade. Fresh is at least behind some kind of covered pallets, as Unicorns of Love are, to be fair, wasting quite a few grenades, in my opinion. Why not just like full send? I'm all for one of you throwing a couple of grenades, but I kind of think it's a little bit like, well, why send so many out there? Just go for, throw one grenade to suppress him, go for the revive, and then full send it as a full squad. Ked's going in on his own. I don't really like that. Wait for support from Fresh or Savage X. Smoke being chucked up as Banger looks to try and in some way find a way in, but it is going to be Fresh that makes his way up the stairs and gets the squad wipe onto NGG. Hey, maybe it's just Agon terrible plays that he needs to get good at, Kappa. As we see 19E are going to have their second player knocked down outside the school. This area was held onto by ScrimFarm for most of the time, so I'm kind of not surprised that above everything they are kind of gaining the advantage. Two of their players is knocked down. Janetta will get revived up by Spectre off the back of that second knockdown, so it kind of stops 19E dead in their tracks. It's going to be a return revive onto Sam, so it's going to even things up as Janetta rotates his side of the wall. Lovely play by Unique to find bang bang, you're dead. 50 bullets in your head, but just like that, Sam finds Spectra. And again, it's down to a 2-2. Carnage is just probably raging a little bit, Kappa, as he's bleeding out a bit. Octavian and Sam across the way, and it is most likely going to be a confirmation onto the second player of 19E, or a second death to 19E, and it will be Unique going up against two of the players of 19E. If they get the side swipe onto 19E, that would really help Unique, but above everything, it's really going to be hard for Unique to hold on to this. By going outside of the house towards the balcony, which basically is covered by two of his team members, that's really helping him, but I don't... Oh, okay. I kind of like that, but Unique is going to be down to 0 health, or not nearly 0 health. About 10 or 15. Again, a side swipe, but Sam is going to come in from the sidelines. Gets a knockdown onto Unique. Octavian able to heal up quite nicely. So good double trouble between Octavian and Sam. That's going to be a kill confirmed. And here's the thing. That's why I don't get why ScrimFarm went for the revive onto Janata if Unique is in trouble. In my opinion, you clean up a squad fight before you go for the revives in this situation, because now they're getting third party from LakoNostra Tribe. Pika is going to take down Spectra. Janata is able to hold on, and just like that, ScrimFarm are down to 2 players. I know sometimes you can get tunnel visioned but focus is most important, and you gotta focus on one specific task at a time. Lovely spray by Janata. He does take down Octavian. Sorry, not Octavian, I mean Sam. And I believe that's also 19E out of the lobby for this game one. Yeah, I thought Octavian was still alive, but Octavian got taken out. Sam got taken out. That is the end of 19E in the early parts of this game. Phase 2's popped up. The blue zone's already closing in, so I kind of missed that one. Centering up quite nicely. Still north of the river in play. You have, again, majority of the teams are going to be on that southeastern side of this map. MVP looking pretty good outside Roshawk. Conqueror going for a 2-2 split on Potato Hill as Konina Power wraps around the eastern side of Potato Hill. Unique trying to third party this fight between ScrimFarm and LakoNostra Tribe as ScrimFarm just feeling the pressure being pinched by these two teams. UDR Killers now going to be just on the church line outside of Pachinki, looking pretty good. Universe is outside of Headshot Hills, TPS in Ruins, and Bloodline in between those two teams. Zombies has Zeko left standing in apartment, so I can't see him surviving for too much longer. Phase 3 will be shining through pretty soon. Unicorns of Lava is a 3-man team now, rotating into the circle at the end of Phase 2, hoping Phase 3 is going to give them a little bit of space. And it kind of does, as it shifts up northeast. Going to put added pressure now on the teams on the south/southwest side of this circle. Konina Power instantly reacting on the back of this circle shift. Same Unique as they all look to try and find a space and confirm a spot on the northeastern side. Vito, away from the rest of his team, will have to join up on his bike, and he'll get there pretty swiftly. LakoNostra MVP close to their comrades, so to speak. Well, not comrades, but their namesake comrades inside the circle. Pretty centralized as well, if I do say so myself. I don't like the fact that Unique have gone to apartments. If you're going to go in towards that area, I would definitely recommend going to school instead of apartments, because I think disengaging away from apartments is incredibly tricky. The fact that it's like, you know, in the center of this phase is kind of going to be good for this phase and probably the next one and maybe two more. But past that, I really feel like so many other teams are going to wrap around them that it's going to be quite harder for them to hold on to. But we'll have to wait and see. TPS coming on the north side of the river. Unicorns of Love have opted to go across the bridge onto the northern tip of Phase 3. A very clever place. But because they're coming in late, they are definitely being aware that, hey, we don't have that much information. So kind of going step by step, meter by meter into the circle, onto the hills, overlooking the likes of MVP and LakoNostra MVP. They will have to quickly be aware of the fact that TPS are going to be somewhat behind them. SpecialX on the eastern side, open hills. We do see Bloodline clashing up as they do get a lovely kill on their entry point into the western side of this circle. As a full squad, all in, Athos, Burian, and Kapahala. Great to see all in back in the Bloodline squad. Somewhat the original crew that showed so much potential at the latter end of last year. Ready to maybe strike with an iron fist in 2021 as Athos takes shots towards LakoNostra Tribe. SpecialX, one player knocked down. We are seeing this fight on Potato Hill between Conqueror and I believe it is Rexpect. Holding on to one side of Potato Hill is so important. You're not too heavily split, because we all know defending Potato Hill is so hard if you are too split up. You can be pinched by either side, a little bit like Everest, to be fair. So, Conqueror having that 3-1 split is probably the wisest thing they can do. Maybe off the back of getting that knockdown, it would have been better for them to have a full squad in that area. But we'll have to wait and see as Vito is going to make some noise on the angle. He finds the shots, but he's going to take a bit of damage himself. He confirms another knockdown onto the members of Rexpect. And now Reeves is going to be full sending it in, joining up to confirm that squad wipe. Much needed, much needed. As Bardot and Pappy are left standing. Bardot is going to get the hell out of there. Plus the phase 4 has centered up with apartments in play. Bloodline are going to rotate to school. I think it's a very valuable and wise choice. And Kapahala just going to full send it into apartments. Oh, baby, we're going to have 2 teams minimum in apartments. Technically, it's 3 because Zombies, I think Zombies, their final player, has gotten into apartments, which does make sense as a solo. But with 2 teams in apartments, 1 building each, there are 2 or 3 buildings left for these other teams. Unicorns love wrapping around on the eastern side, looking pretty good, kicking things off. We see Milky Way is knocked down at the hands of Konina Power. I don't think they're going to be able to push in on that unless they're going to chuck a hell of a lot of grenades in that area. Universe joining in on the mix in this apartment fight to make it 3 teams inside apartment building. Bloodline across the way in school are looking at this going, hey, how many players can we pick off? How many kills can we get from a third party? My lord. And then looking at this, SpecialX on the hills just to the south of apartments and school. It's high ground as well, but they do have to be aware that the 2 remaining players of Rexpect are just a little bit behind them. They're facing their own pressure. We're down to 15 teams, 48 players. So 48 players at this stage of the game, I think, is pretty good considering their scrims, to be perfectly honest. That is helped by what was being overall very kind of central and fair circle shifts. To be honest, as LakoNostra tribe tried to kind of rotate, they are going to survive with 1, but Duxan is going into actually no, they're gonna survive with 1. Duxan doesn't really know where he wants to go. Wheels off his buggy is going to go down. He's gonna get taken out by Axer, Konina Power, and that kind of speaks for itself. That was only gonna go that way. TPS wrapped around all the way from the north over to the south, and I gotta give him credit where credit is due. That rotation was very good, and as the circle does shift down south, it's gonna go in the favor of the teams in apartments. But yeah, UDR Killers are gonna take them out. It was a good rotation, it just didn't work out. Like, you know, I credit the rotation for the risk, for the bold rotation, but of course, you know, you're going in blind, lack of information. I like the fact that MVP are kind of leaving it late to rotate, because I think at this stage of the game, playing edge circle is much more valuable than going for a central position, because central position is very out in the open. So LakoNostra MVP going in a bit wild like this, I think is very risky. Although they will hold on to a position inside the circle, there's a chance that they could get swiped from multiple teams. However, they have 3 vehicles that they're going to be able to use, so that will give them a solid core defense. Just like I said, though, Senzo knocked down by Konina Power inside apartments, leaving Alicio and Danny left standing for their side. Might be able to pull off that revive. We'll have to wait and see. But now, teams inside apartments gonna edge closer together. You still have Team Unique, you have Universe, and you have Konina Power, followed by the final player of Zombies. Where did Bloodline go? Bloodline opted to wrap around on the higher hills to the southern side of this circle. Going in a bit blind, they're going to go right into the open loving arms of Conqueror, however, because as he... Oh, okay, Athos, what are you doing, Athos? What are you doing, Athos? No way, he's going to find a spot. That is a miracle. That is an absolute miracle. However, Kapahala surviving is going to be a miracle in itself. He prones down, DB20 shots in his hands, but the blue zone closing in. It's not going to be easy. MVP are feeling the brunt of this push into apartments late. They're going to get targeted by multiple teams. Unique going to be one of them, followed by Universe. Universe is doing a great job. However, Kid and 12 picking things up for MVP as they hold on to this fight. 1 player left standing for Universe, that is Mazzaro. inside the same building as the side of ScrimFarm. I think it's the last player, if I'm not mistaken. Up the stairs, Icy goes, looking for that target. Unique onto Bloodline as well. This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Team fights are happening left, right, and center. UDR Killers, if they can get that revive, they can continue on as a full squad while they target the side of Conqueror. Reeves knocked down. It's just Vindex left standing as UDR Killers control the southern side of the circle. Indeed, Vindex is thrown down, has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. His teammate is giving some form of information while he dances around these bullets. Nicely played by Vindex. He gets a knockdown onto one of the members of UDR with that Uzi in through the prone down position. The grass is definitely giving him a level of protection. Reasons confirmed. He's now the last hope for their side. Finds Pocus, a lovely knockdown. Unicorns of Love are also hearing those shots and thinking, okay, what can we do about this? Sebi has to go for some kind of revive. Nano Boy is still in play as well, but Nano Boy is inside the circle. Nano Boy securing a spot as we do see the end of Conquerors. Universe is going to be inside the blue, going to feel the brunt as it's going to chunk down quite heavily. Rexpect are still in the game, but they're going to be one of the victims of the high ground out in the open. Down goes Rexpect. UDR Killers going to be one of the 5 remaining teams left in this lobby. Unicorns of Love, who left it somewhat late to move in. MVP went into apartments, but have only going to have ADS left standing. Konina Power now leaving a late to rotate away from apartments and are still up as a full squad. Ked's on low health. Him and Fresh are the 2 players left standing, and Fresh is just doing what he can on that little bit of a high ground dip to suppress the members of Konina Power. And indeed a second knock through the smokes, giving his teammate just a little bit of time to heal up. And hopefully, they can get into the circle. They do have to be aware that with all the noise they're creating, there is a little bit of a backstab at the hands of UDR Killers. That's going to turn Ked's attention to what has to be a revive onto Fresh. I don't know if it's going to be worth going for it, though. And just like that, Maliar is going to take out Fresh, leaving Ked on his own. Unique, who rotated into apartments with Konina Power to get the sideswipe onto one of the Konina Power players. As Analysis is doing a great job. Ked is just trying to heal up. Naruto doing a great job. He's going to try and heal up. Analysis is knocked down. Mind is now left on his own. Lovely plays on that low ground. Oh man, he got half those shots into Nano Boy, but he gets half the damage. However, he finds another target as Ulysses goes down. That is the end of UDR Killers, actually. That's the end of UDR Killers at the hands of Team Unique. And we're down to our final 3 teams. Konina Power, Team Unique, and MVP. ADS is just having that heel battle. He's gotten his team, I believe, from the top 7, top 8 into the top 3. Naruto Boy, he's the last player standing for Konina Power. Can he Naruto his way to a chicken dinner in a 1v2? He's going to go for the pre-fire shots with that Scar. He's got no med kits left. He's only going to have to try and suppress the players of Team Unique so he can heal up little by little. He can't overpeak, because if he overpeaks on half health, he's going to be an absolute goner. His level 3 vest is screwed to bits. His level 3 helmet has half health. A grenade flies in his direction, chunks him down to more health. And it chunks him down on health way more than he probably wants. Luckily, the circle is in his favor, so he doesn't have to move. However, the more grenades that are fired in his direction, the harder it is to hold on to. And indeed, it is going to be the final grenade against him. And it is going to be that win to Team Unique for Game 1 in Erangel. Now, here's the thing. I genuinely was not a massive fan of the apartments rotation from Unique and Konina Power. I really wasn't. Because 9 times out of 10, the circle doesn't stay in apartments. And it was the same case here. However, because a good few of the teams opted to go for that high ground wraparound like we saw TPS try to go for it. We saw Conqueror already there. UDR Killers were already there. Unicorn's Love kind of went on a halfway rotation. Rexpect were already there. There was automatically a little bit more freedom to disengage away from apartments when it mattered, and both teams survived and both teams got into the top 2. So I do think my point still stands. In a fully competitive setting, I really can't see an apartments rotation or you know, kind of position really working out. However, adaptability, taking a bit of a risk, I can only respect that, to be fair, from these two teams. What a way to kick things off in these Revolution Private Scrims. $100 on the line for the winner, and you can see that Unique have definitely kicked things off in the right way for them. Going over the standings from this game 1. Team Unique with that chicken dinner, 10 kills, 6 for Mine, 4 for Analysis. Konina Power in second with 8 kills, 4 for Axer, 2 for Malier, 1 for Gonzo, and 1 for Naruto. Third place goes to MVB. Credit to ADS. Got his team up to third place. Go for a healing battle. The side of UDR Killers in fourth. Doing a great job of suppressing quite a good few teams on that southeastern side of the map. Third partying onto Unicorns and Love. Third partying, well, not third partying, but somewhat third partying onto Conqueror, and then overall taking them out. And you can see the amount of kills they got speaks for itself. 5, 6, 7, 8 kills for UDR Killers spread along the way. Unicorns of Love getting 13 kills in that game in 5th place. So, hey, Agon, you may have done nothing in that game, my friend, but the rest of your team, they made that drop spot work. Much love to you guys. Universe in 6th place with 1 kill. 7th place going over to SpecialX with 2 kills. Rexpect in 8th with 4 kills. You had ScrimFarm in 9th with 4 kills. You had Conqueror in 10th with 5 kills. You had Zombies in 11th with 0 kills. Bloodline in 12th with 1 kill. LakoNostra MvP in 13th with 0 kills. TPS in 14th with 0 kills. LakoNostra Tribe in 15th with 1 kill. 19E in 16th with 1 kill. Panda in 17th with 0 kills. And NGG in 18th with 1 kill. And, like, it kind of shows you, if you compare the rotations on, I think, like, Phase 3, Phase 4 between TPS and Unicorns of Love. Unicorns of Love didn't go for as deep and wild of a rotation from that north/northeast to the south/southeast. Unicorns of Love went for more of a kind of eastern rotation. And because that was a smaller rotation, it allowed them to pull it off a lot more successfully, simply because they were able to gather information as they moved in on foot and by vehicle step by step. Whereas TPS, because they went for a deeper rotation, not directly deeper into the center, but a deeper, longer rotation, they weren't able to get information little by little, and they ended up going in somewhat blind and, you know, falling victim because of it. We are going to get ready to go into game 2. We're going to be going over to Miramar for the second day of the evening. 2 out of 4 games. Sorry, should I say 4 games are being played in today's scrims. Man, thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. I think we hit like 400 viewers. Absolutely amazing. You guys are kick-ass. However, it doesn't directly matter if it's, you know, how many it is, whether it's 1 viewer or 400. I absolutely appreciate you all. Let me set the timer so I know when I'm going to be back. You know when you're going to be back. And we can get into a little bit of a break and all that jazz. If you are, of course, enjoying the stream, feel free to give me a follow over on Twitch. Feel free to give me a like and a subscribe over on YouTube. It's not required, but it's always a little bit helpful. I'm going to go for a break, and I will be back for game 2 of the Revolution Private Scrims $100 event in about 7 minutes. See you guys soon. And we are back from the break for game 2 of these Revolution Private Scrims $100 event. Firstly, Agon, I love you, my friend. Thank you very much for trying a drop spot out that I suggested, and you know, just for the messages in chat. Everybody in chat, thank you so much for the love. All the KP guys, Konina Power, Alga, Trier, Frony, these are all legends. I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. Every single one of you guys, I hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. Game 1 has, of course, been done with. We had a win coming over from the side of Unique. I'm going to try and write this down, to be fair, because I want to actually try and remember. Game 1 was won by Unique. We are going to be getting into game 2 pretty soon. Again, if you have just joined us, welcome to the scrims. We have 4 games tonight. Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, followed by Erangel. So we've had game 1 over and done with. Game 2, we're going to be going over to Miramar for the second game. Of course, throw your support in chat to the teams that you want to see win, whether it's, you know, whether it's Konina Power, whether it's Team Unique, whether it's UDR Killers. Let me know. I'm always interested. I don't always look at chat, but I do at times try to have an idea of what's being said in chat, even though most of it is in Russian. So obviously I'm not going to understand that, but privyet to everybody out there from the CIS region. I hope you're all having an absolutely kick-ass day, like I said, and everybody else around the world. Man, it's always important in this crazy world that we're living in to somewhat have a bit of positivity, enjoy life, and if I can do what I can to do that, I know for a fact that I'm going to be happier within myself as well, because life sucks sometimes. You just got to get on with it and enjoy it as you can. Talk about enjoying it. Let's see if we can enjoy this game 2 as it is underway. And wow, that is not an enjoyable playing path at all. At all, that's not an enjoyable playing path. Because that's very heavily down south. And it's going to be a lot harder for teams that like to go to El Pozo, San Martin, Al Azhar regions. It's just going to be so much more difficult. Puerto I imagine, will be a potential drop spot for one of these teams. Early drops from a couple of teams, it seems. 19 Esports, Team Unique, and I think it's MVP, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, MVP. LakoNostra Tribe going to the under part of Impala, followed by SpecialX, who seem to be going towards Puerto Priso. I know Conqueror, this isn't a bad spot because they normally like to split drop on the south part of Los Leones. And then TPS seems like they're going to go for Los Leones itself, followed by Zombies. And actually, Konina Power, wow. Konina Power normally like to go to Picado. So I'm kind of surprised that they're going to Los Leones. Is it, you know, are they trialing a different drop spot? I'm all for that, but it's nice to see something different coming out from them. We're going to see a little bit of a 1v1 between Maliar and one of the Zombies players. I think Hamco, if I'm not mistaken. Not quite. No, I don't think it's Hamco. I think it's yeah, Human. Hamco's further back across the road, might be able to provide a relevant amount of support. Talking about support, Naruto seems to be looking to head in the direction of Maliar to give him a bit of support. Salia is on that high ground overlooking Naruto boy, so they have a little bit of a high ground vantage point and getting information. Surely you got to see Axer. Naruto does find Human on that knockdown. Maliar is going to confirm that. Yeah, Axer is going to get spot out. However, too little, too late, my friend. Daddy Gonzo might get spotted out by Salah. Indeed, that's going to be the case. Very well turned around by Salah onto Gonzo to even things up somewhat. That takes away a very strong high ground position for Konina Power and eliminates a decent bit of information along the way. Hamco's made his way across the road. Zico's further back. If Zico can push closer to Hamco, that would be very valuable to Zombie's successful engagement onto Konina Power. Otherwise, I just can't see Hamco kind of surviving this. If he can bait the members of Konina Power towards Zico, that would also be good. Oh, but he gets caught out. Naruto find another knockdown for Konina Power, as it's not looking too good for Zombies. Makes you think, what was Echo actually doing in that? He should have been maybe providing more cover. There's not much he can do. Salah is gonna join up along the way, but it might be too little too late. One of the Konina Power boys is going for the revive. As Echo with the UMP makes it work with the 45 ammo. Do find a knockdown onto Malier now. Jump shot being fired on up. Oh man, oh my lord. Zeko instantly turning around in the favor of their side, confirming a double knock and a double kill for their troubles. And it does make me think, why did Konina Power go for the revive onto Gonzo before confirming that squad hype? I know these are just scrims, but come on. I talked about it last game. You don't go for the kill. You don't go for the revive until you've actually gotten the confirmed squad hype in this situation. Whereas instantly it's been turned into a 2v2. Man. Phase 1 circle, I didn't really talk about it. My God. My God, is it not complemented by the playing path. It's very heavily up north. So we're going to see so many teams rotating from the south. MVP did go for that initial drop up north and then grabbed vehicles to make their way up the Campo Militar. That's going to give them such an easy entry point to what most likely will be hills. The hills just north of water treatment. Maybe stopping outside Cruzeval to get a bit of information. We can see Rexpect are taking their own fight. Is that against... No, I thought that was against Unicorns of Love. Where are Rexpect? It is against actually Team Unique. I think they got knocked down onto two of the Unique members to grab a couple of early kills. Although, actually, yeah, two of the Rexpect players were taken as well. Don't know exactly what happened there, but either way, at least they've evened things out between the two teams. LakoNostra MvP going to be in Hacienda del Patron, and you know, they dropped there, and although it's not a bad thing, I think they should move away from there pretty quickly, because as the blue zone starts closing in, there's going to be more and more teams heading in their direction, and it begs the question, can they hold on to that spot? I'm not saying they have to move like super up north, but I do think it would be a little bit more valuable to move away from there. But then again, it's the kind of compound that teams don't expect to kind of crash. So it might be worth staying there. Now the rest of Team Unique are going to edge closer towards NGG, who are spread out between the hills outside Junkyard. Luckily, Analysis is able to go on that low ground to wrap around a couple of the NGG players, while Frozen looks to try and make his way in that minivan. Oh no, Itachi. Surely Itachi is going to spot him. Yeah, he is. But Frozen reacts very quickly by going to the left of him. And now is going to go down on that low ground. Being able to survive for now, he might have to just kind of keep on going and be away from his teammate, which isn't going to be good. But what is going to be good for them is the fact that LakoNostra Tribe is going to be probably distracting the NGG players. Hiske rolling down the hill. The M16 shots from Tribe from Duskan. Is it Duxan? Yeah, it's Duxan, I think. Duxan. With a suppressor nonetheless, so that's actually pretty good as well with the suppressor. Oh, man. Thank you so much on a side note to Marcus for subscribing over on Twitch for 2 months in a row. You absolute legend. You really don't have to do that, man, but I really do appreciate it. You're an absolute legend. I just genuinely don't know what to say, to be perfectly honest. It really, really, really means a lot. Really means a lot. as the blue zone does start closing in more and more on this phase one, you know, it's part of the quiet period, because even though we might see a couple of rotational clashes, teams will be way more focused on just finding a spot in the circle rather than looking for a fight. Unicorns of Love went from Chumacero, wrapped all the way on the main road, past Monte Nuevo to the west of El Pozo. So less of a direct rotation, but an overall much safer, less congested rotation, which I really respect. Plus the fact that they're doing it early is super beneficial. Now the fact that they are coming a cropper to one of the Unicorns of Love players isn't going to help, as Fresh takes swipes onto the vehicle that Ked holds onto. I saw that. Fresh, I saw that. Focus, my friend, focus. But the thing for Unicorns of Love is they're a lot more separated on that rotation. And you can see that Unicorns of Love were way more, you know, together. And that's worked out because the sprays from Fresh and Ked has worked out to secure a kill and separate the members of Unicorns of Love. More importantly, TPS now rotating onto a more eastern side circle as Florin rolls down the hill inside his truck. It's saving fuel, guys. Saving fuel. It's a standard strategy. I do find it weird that 19E are still looting up El Azahar. I was expecting them to have rotated much earlier. Not directly as a full squad, but at least as, you know, 1 or 2 players to get core information and a little bit of a secure spot inside this phase 1 circle. I know that they were thinking, okay, well, we're closer to the circle, so we don't have to worry about moving in so early. But sometimes when you are close to the circle compared to the majority of the teams, rotating earlier can give you way more of an advantage. Banger of NGG. They lost Hiske. So it is a 4v3, but from what I know, it's just 2 players of NGG that are somewhat together, and Itachi is further back now. Itachi can definitely do something from that backline position to help his teams disengage. I don't directly recommend it with an M24, to be perfectly honest. SpecialX and 19 are going to clash in the blue zone, as 19E grab a couple of kills for them. That's actually 3 kills, to be fair, and Carnage has indeed somewhat secured a spot, blowing up a couple of vehicles held onto by the members of TPS. It's a 2-2 split between Carnage and Octavian, well, by Bang Bang and Sam. Oh, hey, look, you know, I spoke too soon. Itachi did get an M24 knocked down onto one of the LakoNostra tribe players. Credit where it's due. Did give space for his team to then disengage away from that fight. They might be even looking for it, as Tomiko gonna try and go for a well-played revive onto his teammate. Phase 2 did show up, and it went over to the northeast, which gives even more of an advantage to the members of MVP. They actually went a little bit more north to what I thought. Water Treatment Hill is still very much in play. We have a big, heavy congestion on the southeastern side of this map, and that makes sense because of the playing path, because of the phase 1 circle universe. Rotating past all these teams, TPS and 19E were kind of fighting Yosef, Konina Power outside the circle, followed by SpecialX, who lost to one of their players. Sam now from 19E with his smoked up Brook is going to heal up. Maybe not realizing that there is SpecialX up the hill. Yep, Sam goes down. And that's what you get for rotating late into the circle, my friend. You get a lack of information. That's going to put 19E down to 3 players. Octavian, Carnage close to each other as Ramon chucks up a grenade. Further back, you do have Bang Bang on the other side. Now, if Bang Bang can do something, that'd be good. But I feel like he's kind of pinched by the side of SpecialX. Good play by Octavian, and he does get a knockdown onto one of the players of TPS. What's important for Carnage and Octavian is that they try what they can to secure kills in a safe manner onto TPS. Oh, nice jump around by Carnage as he avoids his shots. Octavian is going to go in very aggressively, and he makes that kill work, and that's going to give them 2 kills and gives them way more space on the edge of the circle. Really well done by 19E, to be fair. 6 kills so far in this game. Konina Power recognizing that there's a lot of shots on the southeastern side and going, wait, we don't want anything to do with this. We'll just kind of go on the northeastern side where there's most likely going to be like nobody inside the circle. And what did I say about the water treatment hills? Unicorns of Love rotate to that position. Very strong rotation by Unicorns of Love. Now, what I would like to see them do just a little bit is spread their wings slightly. Maybe go for 2-2 split or 3-1 split inside those water treatment hills, because one, you can spread out quite a bit without losing support on each other in my eyes. Plus, because it's only phase 2, there's still going to be a hell of a lot of teams battling outside or on the edge of the circle because of the playing path and because of those circle shifts. However, I know that's easier said than done because I know that and they don't. But I'd like to think, you know, that little bit of calculation and logic might help them pull off a bit of a split towards the end of this phase 2. LakoNostra MvP did move away from Hacienda, I think, on the phase 2 shift. So really good stuff from them. They've gone just to the southwest of water treatment, which makes sense. It's high ground. It's overlooking around Hacienda and San Martin. It gives them a chance to gatekeep, and we see a huge shift to the northwest, helping Panda quite heavily. It also is helpful to UDR Killers. However, Nano Boy is much further away from his teammates. What is definitely a confirmation is that, as I think 19E ended up winning that fight against TPS. What? Did Florin get a 1v3 against 19E? He just got a 1v3 against 19E. Oh my lord, I feel bad for missing that, but my god. Florin with the 1v3. He's gaming, boys. He is gaming. 19E are out of here. Victimized by the one player that they couldn't take out from TPS. Here's the thing, our LakoNostra tribe going to be aware of that as well. Florin got 3 kills. Can he pick up more? Or is he just going to not make any noise and allow... If he... Oh man, if he was by a window that was... or a door line, he'd be able to make those kills work, because that vehicle is smoking. Yeah, there you go. Bye-bye, LakoNostra tribe. Good job, Florin, recognizing that opportunity to strike, and that's going to give him more kills. Actually, he didn't get him more kills, to be fair. LakoNostra died by falling rather than giving the kills over to Florin, but either way, that's still good for TPS. MVP rotating to the northern side of this circle because it did shift away from them. They have Panda just to the west of where they are. Now, Panda have been here for a little bit longer. Obviously, MVP are just rolling up right now. So, in theory, it's Panda's advantage because they haven't really been making too much noise from it. Linea's on the front line. Now they're starting to shoot up with XT on that back line. Slightly higher ground. What I would like to see is one of the Panda players just going a little bit to the left. I don't think they can go too much to the right on that flank, but I feel like they're a bit too linear. Like, you can see ADS, it may not be much, but he does have a little bit more of an angled shot and even information on every other team as well as the members of Panda. Konina Power coming in through the Oasis compound on the northern tip of the circle. Unicorns of Love also looking good on that northeastern side. Zombies in front of them. Salah taking a couple of shots, so they are definitely going to be aware of that. Oh, Savage X. Put down to below half health. Oh, MVP. Oh, I like that disengagement from MVP. Thinking, we just can't control this area, so why stay here? Let's go for a little bit more of a centralized circle position. It may not be high ground, but at least it is 4 walls and a couple of warehouses that they can definitely use to their advantage. The next circle centers up. UDR Killers are absolutely laughing off the back of that shift, as well as Team Unique. Even SpecialX on the western side have a little bit of space to play around. There is still a couple of compounds in play. Ked from Unicorns of Love is sending himself forward to try and secure some kind of anchor point in this phase 4. Rolling over the hills, he's getting very close to the members of Unicorns of Love. He turns back around. Panda now taking a fight against Rexpect. They get 1 kill. Now it's just Bardo left standing. Where is the rest of Unicorns of Love? Where's the rest of Unicorns of Love? Frozen gets a knockdown onto Ked. Ked made too much noise for too long. The rest of the team didn't follow suit, and that is the end. Like, I'm all for scouting ahead, but there's a really accurate amount of timing that has to be pulled off. As Fresh is gonna get knocked down. SpecialX is further behind, followed by Agon, so they're at least able to do something as a 2-man team. 12 doing everything that he can on the side of that vehicle to push back the members of Unicorns of Love, while the rest of his team is going to give him a level of support. Luffy, Klasa inside the warehouse. The warehouse doesn't give the highest amount of protection, but at least provides some form of cover. Unicorns Law were definitely getting pinched by some third partying at the hands of UDR Killers and Team Unique. A vehicle blow up gets Agon down to his knees. Smoke's being chucked out by SpecialX while he goes for that revive. Going from bad to worse for the side of Unicorns of Love, as UDR Killers are doing an absolutely fantastic job of hurting them. The Irish God Reeves comes in with the knockdown on the Zara, and now it's just Itsumi inside that building doing everything that he can. He puts a lovely knockdown onto Reeves, but oh no, Itsumi finds Marty as well. Oh baby, what is it with these 1v3? Oh my god, going in blind like that. You allow yourself to get absolutely wiped out 1v3, but I caught this one from Itsu. Man, Conqueror getting out of here, man. Now Panda recognizing that there is a victim that they can take advantage of. It's Zumitsu. I don't think he's going to get a 1v3 this time, as he's prone down trying to go for the heal off. XT is going to go in from behind. That is actually it was a Year 7 that came in from behind to get the killer blow onto the side of SpecialX. UDR Killers now outside the circle for the first time in quite a while. LakoNostra MvP on the south side of the circle in a compound on that low ground, but they have Team Unique just across the way. Neighbors in play. Nano Boy comes in to get a knockdown onto Analysis. Frozen goes in the same path line and for some reason isn't actually taken out. Fortunately for himself, it was just inside that building, so that's why his cover was good. Agon and SpecialX still holding on to this fight, although just as I say that they are wiped out in the end by the side of MVP. But MVP, I can't see them lasting too much longer, as you see UDR Killers are taking out the teams behind them so they can then focus on their position inside this next circle. However, I believe that is the one and only Panda kind of third partying them from inside the circle. I like the fact that Nano Boy is looking into the circle and going, okay, where can we go? Where can we rotate to? While the rest of his team are, of course, covering behind them. Zombies will most likely go for a fight against MVP outside the circle. ScrimFarm still up as a 3-man team that they started with. Seriously, at this point, they kind of just nearly have to go for a crash. It's going to be a crash onto Team Unique and LakoNostra MvP. LakoNostra MvP might be able to third party this. Icy was put down to low health, but is able to pull off a first aid because it is just Analysis Frozen. It's not too much manpower, but a grenade is going to act as a 3-man push, so to speak, and it is going to be unique. Taken out of here. A lovely pre-grenade by Frozen, recognizing that somebody is going to go in on the side. Got that nade off and will, of course, make it a 2v2. LakoNostra MvP, you got to try and third parties. Axer then onto Unicorns, onto UDR Killers. As UDR Killers doing everything that they can to hold on for dear life. Pocus chucking up a grenade. Just going to find Panda. Panda third party is quite nicely. You also have Universe in plays. We're down to our final 7 teams. The teams down south, you have LakoNostra MvP, you have Team Unique, and you have ScrimFarm. They're all outside the circle on this phase 6 shift as UDR Killers are wiped off the board by Panda. Panda on the north side have 3 players up. They have 7 kills. They have this Miramar victory in their sights. Konina Power left as a 2-man team. They got 2 kills, but they have 1 inside the circle. ScrimFarm going up against Team Unique, baby. And they win that one. Spectre and Icy are going to fire on up. But LakoNostra MvP, in my opinion, taking a little bit too long to react. And as the blue zone starts closing in the next 10 seconds, yeah, they might be able to gatekeep ScrimFarm, but the opportunity to third party was absolutely missed. The one thing is that they do have a golden goose in the form of a crate drop, which is going to give them level 3 vest, level 3 helmet. That level 3 helmet is going to get chunked down straight off the bat by Spectre in the backline. The bait from Icy push on forward in the boogie was pretty well played. Yes, he does go down. Spectre does, but at least Icy is able to hold on. He gets a knockdown onto Alicio. Confirm that kill. Confirm that kill. You're not going to be able to heal up. He did get that kill, and that's going to be the end of ScrimFarm. And LakoNostra MvP are down to just 3 players. 2 of them are low on health because they took too long to either third party or push into the circle. Konina Power going to be down to just Daddy Gonzo. Gold Touch and Mazzaro of Universe still in play on a little bit of a golden side dip. But Panda doing a great job of controlling flank around on the edge. That's Yiz7 doing a great job, even though it's outside the circle. Here's the thing. He does his job getting information because you just don't get directly enough when you're in GK, the first and XT's position. DK finds Danny of MVP. A knockdown ensues. The circle is pretty much centered up on the edge of all of these teams. I think Daddy Gonzo is just inside. 14 seconds until the blue zone starts closing in. 4 teams left. Universe, Panda, Konina Power, and LakoNostra MVP. Universe has a chance of actually doing something with this. Because Yiz7 joins up with his teammates, which also makes sense in itself, it's going to take the focus away from their current position. Danny finds a spot in, prones his way down, looks over towards Gonzo inside that tiny little shack. But my lord, oh, Kobe, oh baby, gold touch onto Danny. That's going to be the end of LakoNostra MVP. Now Panda, it's all Pandas for the taking, man. Inside Miramar, they're going to be victorious all the while as Gold Touch is going to go down. That's the end of the Universe. Daddy Gonzo left on his own in a 1v3. He chucks up another smoke. Shots are being fired up in his direction. Oh no, he's going to go down to the... Wait, no. Yeah, he's going to go down indeed. And it is going to be Panda that claimed the chicken dinner on Miramar. You know, it was all on the north. It was all on the north. When you really think about it, it was all on the north. Unicorns of Love missed out by overall poor rotation. Not necessarily the direction in which they rotated, but you know, I've talked about this with LakoNostra for quite a while. It's not LakoNostra, I mean Unicorns of Love. They have this habit, and I know Ked's trying to learn, but they have this habit where Ked kind of scouts forward, and there's a time and a place to pull that off. Sometimes it's worth it, other times it's not. In this case, it really wasn't worth it because when you're getting into phase 4, phase 5, if you are going to scout, you need to have your team like really close behind you. Because if you get swiped up, there's a much higher chance that if your team is closely behind you, there's going to be either a counter knock or there's going to be a little bit of a suppression back by the team that gets that knocked down. But, you know, I'm not going to hate on it, but it's just, you know, just knowing when to pull that off is something that hopefully Unicorns of Love will really shine up as you get through the game, as they get prepared for PMPL. Either way, a really fantastic game for Panda. They only got 2 kills, but at the end of the day, those 2 kills were enough to get the chicken dinner because all the other teams on the south, the southwest, the west, the southeast, the east were essentially taking each other out. Konina Power in second place, wrapping around onto the northwestern side and coming in that way was really good from themselves with 2 kills. And third was Universe, a great game for them with 6 kills. And fourth place was LakoNostra MvP, only 1 kill. In my opinion, they missed an opportunity to grab at least 1 more kill and, if anything, grab a better position. But because they stayed inside that compound for so long, they did nothing with it. They were on a wing and a prayer that the circle was going to stay in their favor. And I get that, but they didn't have to do that. They had a full squad. They could have third-partied the unique ScrimFarm fight. They could have sent 1 player forward up north to get a bit of information. They could have had 1 player flanking out in the open to stop ScrimFarm from going for that bait, right? It's just little things like that that they have to get better if they're going to improve. You can't always hope that the circle is going to go in your favor. If you're down to 1 player, maybe 2, yeah, cool, I get that. But when you have a full squad, do something with that full squad, even if it means losing a player so you're down to 3. At least that 1 player that gets taken out, there's kind of a higher chance that he's gathered information before he goes down. Whereas they got suppressed by the blue zone, they got suppressed by teams basically already in front of them, already secured their spot, and, you know, that's something that they do need to learn. 5th place was ScrimFarm with 6 kills, a valiant effort for themselves, going for that crash onto Team Unique and making it work. Unique in 6th with 2 kills, UDR Killers in 7th with 2 kills, MVP in 8th with 4 kills. You had TPS in 9th with 3 kills. You had Zombies in 10th with 4 kills. You had NGG in 11th with 1 kill. You had Unicorns of Love in 12th with 2 kills. You had SpecialX in 13th with 5 kills. Conqueror in 14th with 1 kill. Rexpect in 15th with 3 kills. LakoNostra Tribe in 16th with 1 kill. 19E in 17th with 6 kills. Bloodline in 18th with 0 kills. It's just, you know, again, everything that I say is always a little bit of a pinch of salt because 1, I see what the teams don't see, and 2, I'm just a caster. However, I'd like to think that I do my best to apply a sense of logic and kind of experience to what I say and my points. I'm sorry for knocking the mic, but either way, a great game nonetheless. Panda winning game 2 on Miramar. We're halfway through as I just look to write down. So at least I can keep up with things as we move into the next couple of games. Oh man. Game 3 is going to be on Sanhok. It's going to be a hell of a game, I can tell you that much. I know for a fact it's going to be hell of a game. Ooh, man. Hey, it's one of those things. Those circles were not good to the playing path. Let's be fair. Those circles were not good to the playing path. Right off the bat, the game was definitely quite tough for the teams down south. You look, they're scrims, so clearly they were most likely going to fight more than actually go for clean rotations. But if there was a game and a map to learn and develop how to rotate, in honesty, it was that kind of map, because if you get that kind of situation in competitive, you need to be able to draw on the experiences you've already had on those kind of situations to really make that work. Outside, it doesn't matter what teams you're going up against. You have to be able to draw on experiences you've already had. And if you don't use the scrims to create those experiences, you're missing out. Outside of, I understand why teams go more aggressive and more full ham and go for kills. If you don't use scrims to create experiences that you can use in competitive, you are missing out. Tell you what, talk about missing out. We're not going to miss out on the break for the next game. I'm going to set the timer so we know where I stand, we know where you stand, and we know when we're going to get back into this next game. So on that note, I'm going to go for a break, but I'll be back on your screens in all of about 3 minutes. Don't go away. And we are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you have just tuned in, this is a Revolution Private Scrim event. $100 online for the winning team. It's not too bad. It's better than a kick in the face. My name is ImPERium. And we're going into game 3 out of 4 of today's Scrim event. Now, I do have a correction to make. That was my own mistake. I thought Panda only got 2 kills in the last game. However, they got 12 kills. I didn't notice that Year7 got 10 kills. Year7 from Panda got 10 kills because it was a 1 and a 0. I didn't notice the 1 before the 0. And I thought it was just a 0. But he got 10 kills. That was 12 for Panda, winning the game to a Miramar. So credit where it's due. Fair play to Year7 specifically, and fair play to Panda. My apologies for making that mistake, and thank you to Joy Boy Sensei in the Discord server for pointing that out. Oh man, that was a little bit of an F on my part, but we are going to be getting into game 3 soon enough. Again, going over to the wonderful landscape of Sanhok for game 3. It's always a tricky map to hold on to. When I did scrims yesterday, we had a very mainland circle, and that was great to see. It was actually unusually up the northwest, and it ended up just northeast, and it ended up just to the east of Paradise Resort. So I would like to see another circle like that, to be fair, but I always know that there's a really high chance that the majority of these circles are gonna end up but play around the northwest and the southwest island, right? Oh man, throat's a little bit dry. My throat's a little bit dry. A little bit of apple juice helps keep it well oiled up, so to speak. Well oiled up. We're going to be moving into this game 3 very soon, in the next 30 seconds or so. I know you're all anticipating it. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on YouTube. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you're all enjoying the broadcast and you're enjoying the games. Let's pause the music. Let's switch the overlay. Let's turn up the game sound, and welcome to the jungle, baby. We've got fun and games. It's a pretty central playing path. A little bit to the east, but it's not going to be too bad. We all know that Sanhok's a small map, so you can generally get to where you want to. It's made easier the closer the playing path is to your drop spot. Conqueror are going to go towards a Mong Nai drop, which I really like, because I don't think enough teams utilize the eastern side of the map. As it happens, we are seeing Panda and TPS go to Camp Bravo. Conqueror are going to go to Mong Nai, and Bloodline are going to go to LaKoNostra, and UDR Killers are going to go to Kampong. However, in most scrims and most games, not that many teams use the eastern side of the map. So it's good to see, in this case, more teams use the eastern side of the map. It opens more areas across the mainland and the north and southwest island that teams will go to. You can see that, like, there's a really just a blank space in the middle of the map, as zombies are going to go down to Ban Tai. We're going to have LakoNostra MvP and Camp Charlie. A little bit of a split drop from Rexpect. I don't know what happened to them, but at least Nacho's going to find one of the MVP players right off the bat. Let's move on over to this fight between Panda and the one and only TPS in Camp Bravo. Predator. Same side as Year7, who got 10 kills in the first game, followed by Ramon and another player from TPS. I would like to see Year7 kind of back off, but he is going to get knocked down. However, he's going to get knocked down in return, and most likely will lose his life. Yes, that is the case. How will Panda return onto the XT? Can't really do too much. However, he's going to go across the wall. They only started as a 3-man team, unfortunately. GK the first as well. Going to be on the other side. Let's switch on over, because can't see that fight really lasting too long. Phase 1 circle is once again a little bit like Miramar, not so complimentary to the playing path because Sanhok, it's not as brutal, it's not as punishing. However, it still does make it a lot trickier for the teams on the mainland to choose where to go. All the islands are in play with a good 30-40% water. You could see a botation come out from Conqueror. I'd be okay with that. They would have to put it off fairly early to botate around and end up in Hating. But either way, let's see how it works out. Rexpect have joined up as a full squad just outside the Bantai region off the back of taking down an MVP player. However, with the zombies and LakoNostra MvP close to them on this very southern tip of Sanhok, they're going to have to be careful. I like the fact that 19E dropped in boot camp and have gone for a very early rotation across to the Northwest Island. Swimming across very early is completely fine and actually very, very good. It means they're going to be, of course, not affected by the teams in the mainland on the eastern side too. They're going to lock in a position on that Northwest Island, and because if they stay on the kind of eastern side of that Northwest Island, they're way better prepared for the next 2 to 3 circles. NGG will most likely rotate as they are just over to the high ground compound that gives them a lot of information on both the teams on the Northwest Island by the bridge side and on the teams in the mainland. Unique is prone down because he hears the vehicle of one of the SpecialX players. He is separated from the rest of his team. However, the information given over, plus the spotting of that buggy, sends Krat into the black hole of the abyss on that buggy. I'm going to give that a good 8.5 out of 10. Good 8.5 out of 10 from Krat. Lovely jump. He will survive for now. However, with ScrimFarm near them as well, let's see if SpecialX can do something with that. The good thing is that Krat is actually able to, although just as I say that Icy finds Krat, is going to be returned fire onto Unique. Icy is going to confirm Krat, which is pretty good, and No Clip is going to confirm Unique, so a clean 3v3 now come down between these two teams. Spectre and Big Dog inside the warehouse. You have Icy outside just by a rock. And No Clip and the rest of SpecialX kind of somewhat have the high ground advantage that they're able to use in their favor, although just as I say that, lovely knockdown by Spectre on the arch just to give them a bit of an advantage. Across the road, they might look to go. They do indeed, but as they exit that warehouse, Spectre gets taken out, and that's going to make it a 3v2 because of Arch getting revived up by his teammates. TPS and Bloodline are going to clash on the eastern side of this map. So let's have a look at what's going on there. All in. It's going to be low in health. Kapahala is knocked down and ImPERium was knocked down. So was confirmed, should I say. Where's Athos? There you go. Athos is further behind as TPS has Predator knocked down. Florian is low in health. Florian, who got a lovely 1v3. 19E doing a great job of taking down the members of zombies. And that's not zombies, I mean universe. And that's you know, that's the benefit of rotating early across the water. Yeah, okay, they've lost Bang Bang and Octavian's knocked down. But either way, that's the above everything benefit. You have more control as Samuel goes on the knockdown for Poppy. Confirms that kill. Go touches knockdown. Mazzaro is now way further back outside the circle, so he's going to be left on his own. Although, just as I say that, actually, Mazzaro gets a kill onto one of the LakoNostra MVP players because of that. I don't know what happened there, but either way, he's keeping the hopes and dreams alive for his side. Up on the Southwest Island, you have MVP, you have Rexpect, Konina Power going for a rotation themselves, which I think is a little bit risky on phase 2. However, it might work out as phase 2 shifted very heavily up the northwest in favor of that Northwest Island. Here's the thing though. Teams will like that circle shift. They will like that circle shift. You know why? Because it all but confirms that the circle is on the Northwest Island. And when you know what part of Sanhok that circle is going to end in, when I say what part, as in what island of Sanhok that's going to end in, it makes your job as an IGL so much easier. Bloodline finish off Panda outside the circle and even in the blue zone. TPS are in front of them. SpecialX and ScrimFarm are still fighting. Icy is knocked down, so Big Dog is left on his own, but I don't think he's going to be able to get to his teammate. NGG moved across the bridge off the back of that phase 2 shift. UDR Killers are now going to be fighting up against LakoNostra Tribe outside the circle and on that Southwest Island that is, of course, not in play. Focus is knocked down, so that does give a little bit of time for Lynx to get revived up by the rest of his LakoNostra Tribe team, with Sebi knocked down as well, and even a third player of UDR Killers. It's not looking pretty good for them. It's just Ulysses that's getting a revive as for now. Nano Boy is brought back to life. Focus gets confirmed. If Sebi can get revived, that could be quite... Oh, man. Caster Cursed? Yeah, Caster Cursed. The 2 remaining players of Unicorns Love will just get the hell out of there and make their way across the river into the Northwest Island. While this fight goes on, Big Dog does a great job of taking down Arges. He actually is going to end up getting eliminated by Izazumi, and it is going to be SpecialX surviving this one. Bloodline has Athos standing. Actually, no, sorry, not Athos standing, but Athos, Cabal, and all, and Athos actually went way more forward. Phase 3 goes up north. Conqueror maybe should have gone for a much earlier rotation and could have landed a hatching. However, because NGG were ahead of them and they reacted a little bit quicker, they have been able to secure the spot inside the circle and are able to water keep the members of Conqueror. Unicorns Alive on the very western edge of the circle. Or sorry, not circle, but the very western edge of that northwestern island. I do like that because it's out of sight, out of mind. Unique have a 1-1-1-1 split across the big Chungus mountain, which I like, but I would like to see them possibly join up as a 2-2 or 3-1 split on the next phase or towards the end of this phase. I'm not saying other teams are gonna go up the mountainside, but it kind of is a possibility, right? It is a possibility. UDR Killers are going to get a knockdown onto LakoNostra Tribe across the water. Ulysses in the blue does something with his position. However, he's got 6 first aids. Let's see if he can make those last. Alta being thrown out just to suppress Duxa. Really nicely done. Nacho from Rexpect does get a third party, and no clip of SpecialX gets eliminated by Reeves on the outside of the circle. Nano Boy giving sightlines to his teammate across the river. Both these teams are outside the circle. Rexpect are still up as a full squad, and they're gatekeeping both of these teams quite nicely. Looking for Pika of LN Tribe. Just him and Duxan left standing, a little bit of a similar situation to Unicorns, to UDR Killers. MVP coming in around the southwestern side of the circle. He's still Bloodline in play. Nice position held onto it by 19 Esports on the high ground mountain that's very central inside the circle. Nano Boy does find Duxan on that knockback inside this phase 3 as the blue zone's crawling in. Rexpect decide to just opt to go for that circle position rather than trying to stay in the blue. Even though it's only phase 3, it could cause a little bit of trouble. SavageX and Ked gonna be on the front line of Unicorns Alive as they hug this side of the cliff side, where one of the unique players is right now. Milky Way might be looking for a couple of shots onto the other players of Unicorns of Love further back. I don't directly agree with that 2-2 split across the row for Unicorns of Love, because I can't see Ked and SpecialX getting away from that. But as the circle does shift very heavily on the northeast in the favor of 19E, NGG, SpecialX, and even somewhat Bloodline, 19E might opt to stay there, or they could actually move down to that compound that they've had great sightlines on. It will force Unicorns of Love into Hatting as MVP losing another player. Rexpect will wrap around on the eastern side of the mountain as they put themselves into a couple of scooters. Pika finds a knockdown onto Caster. Yes, he's given his way his position, but by getting that knockdown, he stopped Rexpect from moving ahead of him, and that is a pretty good possibility. 12 first aids he has as well. So he might not want to make too much noise, but he finds another knockdown onto Nacho. Getting put down to below half health. He can afford to go into the blue zone of phase 4 and heal up quite nicely with all his med kits. Rexpect getting caught out. Pretty spectacular if you and caught out pretty spectacularly indeed. Konina Power down to just one. Naruto on his own as Milky Way and the rest of the unique players full send into a truck as a full squad, just all wheels blazing as they go ahead of Unicorns of Love, who have to, like I said, go into Hatting. The good thing with these circle shifts is that NGG have kind of thought about more of the southern edge of Hatting rather than the north, so it's given Conqueror just a little bit of a chance to make their way into Hatting and onto the edge of the circle, prone down quite nicely. Bloodline, like I said, it was going to be potentially good for them. I wasn't sure if 19E were going to move down to that compound, but they've given it over to Bloodline. TPS on the eastern side of the bridge. I can't see them surviving much longer unless the next phase goes in their favor. Still outside the circle, you have LakoNostra MVP and MVP. Two somewhat namesakes are going to be fighting in the blue, followed by UDR Killers and Universe. Sorry, but I'm not going to give that any form of attention. What I am going to give attention is Reeves, who did get a knockdown on one of the players of NGG, allowing, once again, more time and more space for his teammate to fly on through. Absolutely beautifully done by Reeves. He's the Irish god for a reason. By no means is this fight over, as 19E are going to fire up. Bloodline is going to go up against Rexpect, so it is going to be a high ground third party from 19E if they can find those shots in through the windowsills. Caster and Pappy playing around the side of the wall. Caster is going to go in a little bit deep. Just wait for your teammate. Wait for your teammate. Wait for your teammate. Pre-grenade being thrown out. That's why it was also important that he didn't go in. Now he's going to go on the side of the wall. Pre-fire shot. He's going to be on one side. Nicely done. This is going to get spun out. Caster, roar with us, Rexpect says. Now it's going to be the rest of Bloodline following suit. Is all in. Is all in. And Caster is on his own because of Pappy getting knocked down. 1v2. He's going to at least try and confirm the kill. But it is going to be at his detriment because of Kapahala getting this squad wipe. LakoNostra tribe is going to be taken out by 19E. They're on 6 kills, but now on the edge of the circle. Unique going to be wrapping around on the open area just underneath that cliffside. And my God, there's no way they should be able to survive this. Like, look at that. The second 19E look over that cliffside, they're going to see the members of Unique. Marley now going to fire on up as he's the last player standing onto the members of Conqueror. But by God, we just lose NGG. We just lose Conqueror just like that. We lose one player, SpecialX, because of all these fights happening outside the circle. And like I said, 19E are going to be able to spot out multiple Unique players as Bloodline takes down another player, SpecialX. Just like that, we have 6 teams left standing. TPS, Bloodline. I don't know what happened to Unicorns Love, but Bloodline, TPS, SpecialX, 19E, and Unique. Make that 5 teams as we lose SpecialX. Unique, Bloodline, 19E, and MVP. MVP goes down to the play zone, so we're down to our final 3 teams. The circle is in the favor of Bloodline. The compounds in the favor of Bloodline. The low ground is in favor of Bloodline. Basically, this is Bloodline's game. And I respect 19E for committing to that high mountainside because it made sense. Right, it made sense. However, because of the circle shifts and the algorithm, there's always going to be a really high chance that it was not going to end on the high ground. Carnage goes down to the blue zone, so does the rest of 19E. So now it's just one player left standing for Unique Analysis. Has been able to stick to the blue, gotten on the edge of the compound, and now he's going to go in, goes for the drop shot onto All In. Now he's going to go in, he's going to get one knockdown onto Analysis. Oh my god, just like that, it's a 1v1 between Kapahala and Analysis. Now Kapahala coming in, he's going to go for those shots down below. Analysis is creeping on the outside. That's going to be those shots. Kapahala is going to put him down to half health. In through either side of the window. Who's going to come out on top? Kapahala is staying in the corner. Now he's going to go for the outside. Goes for the drop shot. Finds a killer blow. A Bloodline come out on top in Sanhok. The golden compound that they held on to for so long. Making it work to claim this chicken dinner. Man, what a 1v1 at the end between Kapahala and Analysis. Like, so good by Analysis. He came in, took down Athis, brought it to a 1v1. He was outside in the blue. Because 19E had to kind of wrap around on the other side, which is a kind of, you know, more... Man, either way, he managed to survive. That's it. He managed to survive. Oh, man. Baby. Fantastic game. Fantastic game at the end. Dude. And those circle shifts, again, like, I guarantee you most of the teams were relatively happy with the fact that the circle on I think phase 3 shifted very heavily to the Northwest Island. So all the teams knew. Now, I was thinking Unicorn's Love, although I kind of respected the fact that they kept on the coastline of Northwest Island and would like to... I really didn't like that 2-2 split, but they did make it into Hatting in the end, and I don't know exactly what happened to them, but yeah, they must have gotten taken down by NGG or some way, shape, or form, and yeah, something happened. They ended up getting taken out. Either way, it is what it is. GG, Bloodline, well played. Nice win. Once again, to go over the results of the third game. Bloodline with the chicken dinner getting 7 kills. Unique in second getting 8 kills. You had 19E in third getting 7 kills. A good game by 19E. Really solid stuff. Good rotation, good positioning. That early rotation across the way from boot camp to the Northwest Island. Teams, take note. That's how you rotate in that situation. That's how you execute a clean rotation early on phase 1 when you know for a fact that where you are is going to be screwed if you leave it any longer. Fact. If they hadn't left it any longer, I forget exactly who it was that they fought. I think it was it Universe? I think it was Universe. But either way, the team that they fought across when they kind of first entered the Northwest Island, they had left it a minute later, even possibly 30 seconds later to rotate. They probably could have been the ones that got victimized. But because they did it early, they were able to be more controlling, they were able to be more confident, and they were, of course, able to react much better to everybody else's position. So really good stuff from 19E. In fourth place was MVP with 0 kills. ADS just healing up in the blue zone to once again get a positive position result, but without any real kills. Let's be fair. it's a flat game. Yeah, credit for healing up, but sorry, but I'm just not going to be impressed by that too much. Just not too much. TPS in 5th with 3 kills. SpecialX in 6th with 6 kills. Konina Power in 7th with 2 kills. Conqueror in 8th with 4 kills. NGG in 9th with 2 kills. LakoNostra Tribe in 10th with 4 kills. Rexpect in 11th with 3 kills. Unicorns Love in 12th with 3 kills. LakoNostra MVP in 13th with 3 kills. UDR Killers in 14th with 3 kills. Universe in 15th with 2 kills. ScrimFarm in 16th with 1 kill. Panda in 17th with 0 kills. And the side of Zombies in 18th with 0 kills. Game 3, let me write it down, went over to Bloodline. 3 games so far we've had in these scrims. 1 more to go. The winners we've had is Game 1 in Erangel was won by Unique. Game 2 in Miramar was won by Panda. And as you've just seen, Game 3 in Sanhok was won by Bloodline. The final game is going to be played on the hollow grounds of Erangel, the green pastures that is the homeland of PUBG Mobile, and pretty much anything PUBG related, to be fair. Let me set the timer. Let me put some music on. You have something in the background, so we know how this game 4 is going to start, or when it's going to start, should I say. Absolute fantastic game. Oh, let me make a mistake. Sorry, not make a mistake, should I say. Okay, cool. Absolutely fantastic stuff, guys. I'm going to go for another break, but I am going to be back on your screens for the final game of this Revolution Esports event. See you guys in a bit. We're back. Game 4 of the Revolution Revolution Private Scrim event. $100 online for the winning team. Like I said, it may not be much, but it is a hell of a lot better than a kick in the face, I'll tell you that much. If you just joined us, welcome. You're late. Did you set an alarm next time? We've seen some pretty kick-ass games. We've had 3 games underway already. We've had a Miramar, Erangel, Miramar, and Sanhok won respectfully by Team Unique, Panda, and Bloodline. Heading into the 4th game, we are, of course, moving into the hollow grounds of Erangel once again. It's gonna be pretty kick-ass. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. As always, yous are amazing and awesome. Huge love to everybody in chat across Twitch and YouTube. I kind of don't really know what else to say at this stage. To be fair, you guys are kind of blowing me away with the amount of support. I know that, like, to be fair, you'll probably tune into any stream that involves CIS teams, but the fact that it's my stream, it just makes things cool for me, and I appreciate it. It's cold as well. On a side note, it's cold in Ireland right now. I don't know how warm or cold it is for where you guys are, but it's pretty cold here. I'm kind of curious. Feel free to let me know what the temperature is where you are right now. I know if you live in Russia and other CS-based countries, it's pretty damn cold with quite a bit of snow. But for me, it's just cold without snow, so I don't even have the the luxury of snow in this case, to be fair. Much love, hello Demon Love in Twitch chat as well, and everybody else in YouTube chat. You guys are kick-ass. Also, thank you so much to all the mods in YouTube chat, all the KP guys, Konina Power, Alga. Thank you so much for just helping to moderate the chat and of course show any messages that get suppressed, because that's kind of more important than deleting the toxic messages. If you do have a genuine message that you put out there that you know, gets automatically suppressed just because of the language barrier, that it's you know, that it's kind of put into the chat, so that's super appreciated. To all the mods out there, said Konina Power, Alga. You guys are absolutely amazing. We're going to be getting into our final game today. Honestly, like, it feels good. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy. 40 seconds left until the game gets underway. Seems like we are joining with 68 people. Zobby, seems like this final game isn't going to have all the teams, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look. No, Team 12 is missing, so we're not going to have we're not going to have zombies for this final game. We're not going to have a 4th player for 19 Esports. So it's just one team missing for this final game of the day, which is obviously a little bit of a feels bad, man. But either way, let's get this show on the road. Turn the music down. Turn the game volume up. And let's get into a very nice playing path for this final game. Much more peaceful and rewarding to all of the teams, in my opinion. I am curious to see. Yeah, I was thinking, will Unicorns of Love go for another drop towards Kameshki and Stalbar, which would be accessible on this playing path, or are they going to go for their normal drop spot in Gaka? you know, like, it would be hard to, like, it would be too hard to resist, right? Because they have, like, the perfect playing path for their normal drop spot. If it was me, I would still go to Kameshi's Stalwart to test that north east drop spot, but I do respect the fact that they're trying something different. Talking about trying something different, it seems NGG are going for actually no, I wouldn't say trying something different, because as far as I know, they normally drop in Rozhok anyway. And it's gonna be LakoNostra MvP, who also normally drop in Rozhok. They're gonna both crash in the same area together. So see what happens there. Also with Universe and UDR Killers, both in Pachinki. Conqueror are gonna be by far Konina Power and Milted. Phase 1 is pretty complementary to the playing path. You do have the risk or fear of it being a military island circle. TPS, MvP, and 19E all around the North George terrain. Unique looting up between prison and mansion, which is pretty fair. So let's bring on over to this fight in Rozhok between NGG and LakoNostra MvP. I know in the fall split last year, you know, LakoNostra were kind of battling the Gods and Sirens over this drop spot. So to be fair, LakoNostra are used to fighting teams for this drop spot. Looking at where the players are located, it's the kind of age-old, you know, advantage but disadvantage for LakoNostra MvP having Danny across the road the other side of Rozhok. The disadvantage is obviously if one of their players gets knocked or he gets knocked, it kind of takes away from what Danny can do. But the advantage is that he provides an off angle, a flank position, basically, to catch out any of the NGG players. I don't know if they're aware that he's across the way. However, for NGG, I really like the fact that Hiske and Banger are basically sticking really close together. And Itachi and Ben are relatively close as well. I did see in the kill feed that Universe and UDR Killers are getting pretty close to taking each other out. I really want to pan on over, but like, yeah, like I thought, you know, Danny does a great job of getting that knockdown onto Hiske from across the road. He also finds that kill onto Hiske. That's the advantage point of being across the road. You basically have that flank position. Really nicely done by Danny. That allows Ernari to move over to Elisio and provide a 2-1 push onto Banger. Banger's gonna go down with only the M16 in his hands. And NGG are down to Ben and Itachi. Really good stuff from LakoNostra MvP. There was, like I said, that risk of them being separated in the way that they were. Really good they made it work. Panda and Rexpect are going to be fighting just outside Primorsk towards the ferry pier area. Nacho knocked down as a GK the first sends it forward. You're going to have Linnea following suit, followed by Ye7. They got a massive 10 kills in the second game in Miramar to grab a victorious chicken dinner, and then XT on the back line. Revive has been pulled off onto Nacho. The good thing is that the wall is kind of stopping them from getting super successfully grenade. However, just as I say that, Pappy is going to go down while Nacho is healing up. Bardo, he's on his own inside the sidelines. Lovely play by Ye7. And now it's just going to be on the high ground. Nacho doing what he can, but from behind, Ye7 is going to come in to take him out. And Caster is left on his own. Very good engagement by Panda. Absolutely fantastic play by Panda. Fully deserved. And, you know, I know Casters is probably going to be like somewhat full sending it. Why not? A little bit of fun. But yeah, he's going to go down from XT. Now, I will move over to the fight between Universe and LakoNostra. Sorry, the Universe and UDR Killers. I think it's just Nanoboy that's left up for his side. Pocus is knocked down. If he can pull off a revive, that'd be very good. But Gold Touch is going to finish him off. He is going to get chunked down to half health to reload for Nanoboy fires on up. So that's going to allow him to possibly go a little bit more aggressively. However, Poppy and Mazzaro was knocked down. So it is a 1v1 between Gold Touch. Gets some pre-fire shots. He jumps down, goes down, and it's going to be Nanoboy that clutches it up for UDR Killers. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out for that jump shot, but very, very quickly played by Nanoboy in the end. Universe gets sent back to the lobby, my friends. Sent back to the lobby. Unique are wrapping around the side of LakoNostra Tribe. They're, you know what? They're going for it. That's all I'll say. They're going for it. Unicorns love going for a pretty early rotation from the Gaka region over to the hills outside Pachinki. Not south Pachinki Hills, but the southwest Pachinki Hills, which is a very good spot to hold on to, because considering this phase 1, you do want to get an element of information on the teams to the east, and that kind of position really affords you a lot more information compared to the south of Pachinki Hills, so that really makes sense. Konina Power going from Milta all across towards might be Potato Hill or just to the southwest of Potato Hill on a 2-2 split. Conqueror, you know, a little bit of a similar path line, but they got there, you know, Conqueror had been there a little bit earlier, to be fair, but also in a bit of a 2-2 split. Bloodline did move down to Military Island, a military base, which makes sense. Nobody's there. They can wait till phase 2 pops up before it anyway going into circle, because obviously phase 1 is Military Island consumed. LakoNostra MvP did end up taking out NGG without a casualty, no less, so they're still up as a full squad. LakoNostra Tribe, their namesake clanmates, have been able to wrap on the very coastline outside Lipovka to disengage away from this team fight, which I really respect that they pulled off extremely well. SpecialX now coming in on this phase 1 blue zone, closing in to go onto the hills to the north of farm. But Maliar isn't looking quite in the direction. Now he's going to hear those vehicles. Gonna get one. No clip. He's gonna go and get for another. Switches on over to Scar. Gets a second knockdown. Very well done by Maynard. But you want to see the rest of Konina Power join up just to secure that knockdown, or just to secure the team fight. Doesn't help that Naruto was knocked down, so that's gonna leave Maynard pretty much kind of on his own. However, getting those 2 kills is really important, and it's gonna stop SpecialX from in any way engaging higher or further to where they were. Action ScrimFarm, formerly of The Real Deal, had a pretty blazing start to 2020, featuring in the Spring Split PMCO quite heavily, along with the Gamers Without Borders charity event for his side. Now for 2021, let's see if he can have a bigger year with ScrimFarm. Konina Power are able to try and get those revives onto their team, while Daddy Gonzo suppresses ScrimFarm back a bit. Lots of smokes being utilized in the early parts of this game. Phase 2 popped up, and it did actually stay down south. Military Island is still in play. The kill onto Daddy Gonzo puts Konina Power down to 3 players in a very linear line on the side of the road. So really they're quite, in my opinion, heavily exposed. And in the backline, Spectre finds Naruto. That's why I talked about you're just really heavily out in the open. Yeah, there's a little bit of a valley low ground dip, but I can't see Konina Power surviving much longer in that as Malar gets knocked down. It's just Axer that's left standing. Oh, he nearly finds Spectre, but Spectre finds him in the end, and that's going to be the end of Konina Power. It's the death of them. As now SpecialX are going to get spotted out. Not quite knocked down. Izumitsu is able to continue on in this game. Let's have a look at where a couple of other teams are. UDR Killers are still inside Pachinki. Mind you, it's just Nano Boy on his own, so it makes sense. 19E rotating from the South Georgia area relatively early. Although, maybe later than they could have. Now, Unicorns of Love will have Panda and 19E in front of them. LakoNostra MVP going up against MVP. So you have LakoNostra MVP, you have MVP, and you have LakoNostra Tribe. Talk about keeping it in the family, my friends. Alicio is going to come in to get another knockdown onto Bang Bang. Sorry, onto Classer, should I say. That's going to be 2 kills, leaving ADS and Luffy left standing. But my God, Senzo just going in blind. Literally 0 information, but he does survive that for now. As Danny's going to full send it onto his former teammates. He's going to find one. However, ADS is waiting in the wings and he got that knockdown. I don't get why he went in like that on his own. I don't get why he went in like that on his own. Just wait for Alicio. Now, ADS looking for Alicio. Is going to find him with the drop shot, but no! In the backline, Onori saves the day, saves his teammate, and that's going to be the end of MVP. 19E going to lose 2 of their players at the hands of Panda, leaving Samuel on Pachinki Hill. Bloodline now wrap around onto the western bridge, onto that compound by the coast that is normally dropped onto by 4 Romanian men. But obviously they're not in this lobby, so it's a free real estate for them. They are pinched to the coastline, but it's still a good place for phase 2. They can wrap on the coastline and go on that basically that corner cliffside on phase 3 if it does center up quite nicely. So there is a little bit of breathing room for them. Because Panda are somewhat split up, they're not really heavily going to be able to take advantage of Bloodline. If anything, they might get caught out. I don't even know if they... okay, they're going to hear those shots. But it is not enough as Athos does find Linia. Man. So, two team fights being fought by Bloodline. Well, 2 fights being fought by Bloodline a little bit as they look to try and control their space. Unique wrapped around. They have been able to kind of, you know, follow LakoNostra Tribe in towards the farm area of the final player, SpecialX Krat. Just basically inside those farm buildings, holding on for dear life. Now, the rest of Panda join up to try and get the revive onto his teammate. I don't think that's going to be the case. However, Athos does want to be careful not to get knocked down, just to be greedy for a kill. GK the first inside that one building is going to get that TPP perspective onto Athos. Realizes there's a grenade flying in his direction, and he's going to just get the hell out of there. Makes sense. Well, his teammates provide cover fire. He's going to join up and just realize, hey, it's not worth it. We will let them take that kill. Now they recognize that being out in the open, it's not really worth it. Phase 3 does shift on up, and you know, that's why I said Bloodline can just go to that cliffside. However, Panda have been sent there first. There is a compound down the hill that Unicorns of Love could go to. I would definitely fully recommend, if they've been able to gather information off the back of taking these shots on the Panda, that they rotate to that compound inside the circle. Outside the circle, we have seen Krat go. Sorry, just inside. Yeah, outside circle, Krat has gone down just on the eastern farm area. LakoNostra MVP onto Potato Hill. You have Conqueror in the center of the circle. Unicorns of Love to the western. But like I said, that compound, although maybe because the next circle shift might go up north, it's not worth having them in that compound. Maybe send one player. Maybe send one player. Could be a good idea. We're down to 10 teams on phase 3, so there's clearly a lot more real estate left compared to if it was a full lobby. Athos are doing what I recommended and rotating along the coastline to the cliffside where there's a few rocks. As Kapahala sprays with the M4, gets a knockdown on the XD. Very well played. He's not going to be able to push onto that, but it's suppressing the whole of Panda. Oh, why all in, and Athos are actually going to full send it. Very aggressively done by Bloodline as they find another knockdown onto the members of Panda and Elise. GK, the first to last player up. Absolutely fantastically pulled off by Bloodline. I really like that aggression. I really like that control on the coastal side of the circle, because guess what? There's a really high chance of phase 4 that they're going to have to move up north. So by eliminating their opponents basically around them, it gives them so much more freedom to push in. And down goes Panda. Bloodline hunting, they chasing, they find their prey. And another victim as they grab 4 kills. Like, it's so good. You got to realize that when you have an opportunity to create so much more controlling space inside the circle for your team, you have to use that. And now Bloodline going to use that vantage point. See, and that's a compound I recommended for Unicorns Lob, but after rethinking it, I recognize why Unicorns Lob didn't go there. Now, Unicorns Lob will be able to, yeah, they would have kind of heard a couple of those vehicles, and they're going to see that there is a squad kind of going towards there. All-in does spot out SpecialX on top of those hills, so his position has been somewhat compromised. ScrimFarm still on the northeastern side of the circle. Conqueror sticking very nicely in the center. They have opted to send Reeves out as the circle does shift over on the northwest to the Pachinki Hills. And here's the thing. LakoNostra MvP, what they could do is they could have 3 players on the northern hills of this phase and send 1 player into the warehouses. ScrimFarm are going to react straight away. Going to a compound that is inside the circle. That's a good position to keep your car. Although I don't think he meant to do that. LakoNostra MvP are going to be on the higher ground hills just to the west of them, and Unique is going to have a couple of their players knocked down off the back of their rotation, which is very, very risky indeed. Conqueror is on one side, and it's a beautiful grenade by Reeves, the Irish god, to claim 3 kills. Man. Oh, actually, sorry, 2 kills, should I say, but either way, it's fantastic by Reeves, recognizing that there was definitely a chance for them to grab something from that grenade. Marty gets knocked down, which is why Reeves joins back up. ScrimFarm doing a great job of somewhat holding them off, checking up on the hills just ahead of them that is outside the circle, still making sure that there's nobody behind him. I can respect that. 2 players of ScrimFarm, off the back of knocking Marty down, are feeling a little bit more confident to move away from those compounds. Again, looking behind him, sees Alicio, shoots up towards that vehicle, gonna send him wrapping around. However, Unari is there and should be looking to trade those shots. 8 teams left standing, 28 players up. Unicorns Love still together as a full squad. TPS in the southwestern side of the circle on that compound, but they're most likely going to have to move it away from it on the next shift. Nobody in the very center of the circle, and that makes sense. So we're going to see a couple of risky shifts on this next circle and a couple of clashes, of course, on the edge of the circle. LakoNostra Tribe now coming in the direction of ScrimFarm outside on the edge of the circle. And next phase shifts down southwest in the favor of just about Bloodline and, of course, Unicorns of Love. Reese definitely feels secure in sending his team onto the eastern edge of the circle because of how he took control against Team Unique, right? And because he's already been there, but because he's going in a little bit on his own, I would like to see the rest of the team basically following suit a little bit more aggressively. Sam goes down from 19 East, so that's the end of them. He's not afraid to make some noise as he scouts away. Tries to get a little bit of information on the members of LakoNostra MvP and even ScrimFarm. ScrimFarm and LakoNostra MvP are going to be taking their own fight as a Hackshot takes a couple of shots. Go remember about LakoNostra Tribe. They might be outside the circle, but they won't be afraid to stab a team in the back. Unicorns of Love also going to be taking some shots towards LakoNostra MvP. And that's why we didn't see any teams on the center of the circle of the last phase, because of how kind of open and exposed it is. The good thing for LakoNostra Tribe is even though they're outside the circle, they're still up as a full squad, so they kind of have the 4 pairs of eyes, the extra ability to 1, trade knocks, and 2, even get the revives should it need it. But with 10 seconds left on the clock, they have to make a move, and they have to make a move now because, in my opinion, they don't want to be chasing the blue zone. Even though it's only phase 5, they don't want to be chasing it. I don't get that rotation from Icy, but getting information, he might be able to just say to Hackshot, okay, it's clear behind you. It's clear behind you. Bloodline have gone for a 2-2 split. 2 across the road, 2 on the other side. And that's pretty good. I do like that, as LakoNostra Tribe is going to send Duxan. He's going to get knocked down by Athos, which does make sense. Tamiko's also going to go down as well. And that was a absolutely bold and wild rotation. Leaves Pika pretty much on his own. Well, not quite on his own. Now it's going to be LakoNostra Tribe getting taken out. That was an extremely poor rotation from LakoNostra Tribe. You don't split rotate in this phase of the circle. You commit all in one direction, or you don't commit at all. Breeze onto LakoNostra. Elisio doing a great job while Inari is going to get taken out. That's going to be LakoNostra MvP down to just Senzo. Being pinched up by a number of teams. You have ScrimFarm together as a 3-man 2. Actually, together as a full squad, should I say. I didn't realize they were still a full squad, so they're really going to be able to use that to their advantage. And now, as Conqueror outside the circle, they have to deal with Bloodline on one side in the underpass in the lower ground area, and they have to deal up above with the likes of ScrimFarm and LakoNostra MvP. The good thing is that TPS has been able to get a knockdown on one of the Bloodline players all the while. Predator goes down, so Unicorns of Love are going to recognize that they can push in on that. I know it's low ground, but you need to kind of play around it, as the blue zone is going to be closing in on this next 10 seconds, should I say. Florin, who did get a 1v3 against 19E and Miramar, is not going to survive. They're going to go down, and it is going to be Unicorns of Love picking things up, still up as a full squad on the western edge of the circle. It makes sense. Now they can spread their wings. Bloodline going to go for a wild push across the road. Have been able to get there, but not before Conqueror has gotten there first, as he finds Kapahala. Now Marley followed by Vito going to push in to look for All In. All In's prone down. He chucks up a smoke. He's not going to be able to get it as the jump shot fires up, and that's just going to be Athos left standing. He's going to go down. Bloodline are eliminated, and Conqueror are in the circle. They're in the top 4, as Unicorns of Love are going to have a player knocked down at the hands of ScrimFarm. ScrimFarm doing an absolutely fantastic job in this game. Senzo from LakoNostra MvP is taken out, and we are in to our final 3 teams. ScrimFarm, Unicorns of Love, and Conqueror. What's great, and I talked about this before, seeing Conqueror and what they can do as a full squad in the late game is going to be so good. They're former teammates across multiple teams. They have the history, they have the synergy, but do they have what it takes to claim this chicken dinner in Erangel? Lovely knockdown onto Ked by a grenade as he's going to push on forward. Agon and SpecialX are split. Agon is prone down. He's most likely going to be able to hear the shot being sprayed up by Reeves, but he is going to get knocked down by Vito. That was a little bit of a passive mistake being pulled onto by this side. The Unicorns, a lot being fired up from all directions. Fresh is able to find his shots off. He's also going to get that knockdown, that revive, should I say, while ScrimFarm are going to be on the other side. SpecialX gets knocked down, and that's going to be the end off the back of Reeves, the Irish god, getting that squad wipe on the Unicorns. A lot of our final two teams have been confirmed, and the circle is in the favor of the side of Conqueror. They have the circle, they have the control. It is down to just Icy coming in from the blue. He's gonna go down, and Conqueror get this chicken dinner on Erangel. I have said it before and I'll say it again. Late game as a full squad is so fucking important. Like, so important. And I yet to really see that from Conqueror in scrims. And yes, I know it's just scrims, but I had still yet to see it. They'd either die early, lose a player early, lose a couple of players mid-game. But that game, Reeves played incredibly sensibly, right? He did drift away from the rest of his team at times, but they were so calculated, and they were like, pull back at the right time, push at the right time, go in at the right time. And it was just that kind of play that I really know, I really know that Conqueror can pull out in competitive matches. I just hadn't seen it in scrims. And now that I've seen it, I'm looking at it going, yes, Conqueror, give me more of that. Also, pretty good game from ScrimFarm. They battled quite a lot on the north, and yeah, okay, they had the safety of the circle for a while. Again, to reiterate, to absolutely reiterate, we were down to like 8-10 teams by phase 3, phase 4, right? So that's always going to be the asterisks, you know, on you know, basically the non-comparative to a competitive game. I'm aware of that. Don't get me wrong, I'm aware of that. You know? But still good play by ScrimFarm to cover multiple angles. I saw them looking out for LakoNostra MvP. I saw them kind of looking out for even LakoNostra Tribe. So they were definitely very much aware of their surroundings. And those are the kind of things that I look out for, right? That's the little bits of detail that I want to see from teams and players, is that you're not tunnel vision, you're not narrow-minded, you're not kind of, you know, only focused on one thing, that when it's needed, you are gathering as much information as possible. To go through the overall standings of the final game of tonight's Revolution Esports Private Scrim event. $100 to the winning team. Conqueror taking first place in this fourth game with a juicy amount of kills. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 kills for themselves. ScrimFarm in second, getting 6 kills. Unicorns Alive in third with 8 kills. Really not a bad result for them. Could they have maybe done more? Yeah. Did they get pushed upon in a harsh way by Conqueror? Yeah, but I would argue that they maybe should have been prepared for that. A little bit more focus, a little bit more, you know, preparation. It didn't help that Ked got knocked, and that instantly created a little bit of a chain reaction. Plus, you know, Fresh was maybe focused on ScrimFarm a little bit too much, and I kind of get that he had to, but yeah, it's tricky. You know what, I think I'd be a dick if I was to really criticize that late game for them, because the amount of kills they got did speak for itself, and the amount of control they did create in that game for how they played. LakoNostra MvP in fourth with 8 kills. A very lovely kill game for themselves. Really nicely done on the north side outside Potato Hill. Bloodline in fifth with 7 kills. Love the aggression they pulled out on the south coast line. They did exactly what they needed to do to create a lot more freedom and make things safer for them coming into that late game, even though it didn't completely go their way. TPS in 6th with 1 kill. LakoNostra Tribe in 7th with 0 kills. 19E in 8th with 0 kills. Unique in 9th with 2 kills. You had Panda in 10th with 5 kills. SpecialX in 11th with 0. UDR Killers in 12th with 4 kills. You had MVP in 13th with 1 kill. Konina Power in 14th with 2 kills. Universe in 15th with 3 kills. NGG in 16th with 0 kills. And 17th, last but not least, was the side of Rexpect. What a way to end the scrims. It was a good set of circles, to be fair. They were generally quite nice, not super duper harsh, bar a couple of them. And yeah, honestly, I can't go wrong. Really good stuff indeed. Of course, I will post the results on my community tab so you know who won the $100. Thank you so much to Revolution Esports for hosting these scrims. If you do want to join the Revolution Esports Discord server, the link is in the description. So please go ahead and join the Discord server if you want your team to compete. Tier 1 teams, pro scrims, there's going to be more happening in the future. Prize money is going to be involved because we want to try and support the community. Thank you to all the people on the back end, the staff, Vicky especially. You're amazing. And everybody else, thank you so much. You guys, you are kick ass. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the streams and hopefully having a good time along the way, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. I'm not going to waste any more of your time, to be perfectly honest, and any more of your day. However, stay safe, stay awesome, look after yourselves, smile, be positive. I know that tomorrow's another day. Stay crazy, and I'll see you guys another time.